Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Fanboy 2004 here, and welcome back to another movie review. With the release of Black Panther Wakanda Forever coming very soon, and I'm definitely going to be seeing it this Saturday. And yes, I'm definitely going to be reviewing some movies in the MCU leading out to Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Specifically, I plan two of them. Obviously, the first Black Panther, I need to review that because that's the first Black Panther movie, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a sequel. But the movie that I'm going to be talking about today is Captain America Civil War. The reason why I'm reviewing this movie is because this was the movie that introduced Chadwick Boseman to the MCU. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I've seen the Comic Con footage of 2014 when they were announcing the Phase 3 timeline, and they announced Chadwick Boseman's entry to the MCU during Comic Con, and yeah, it was basically just um, Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and Chadwick Boseman, just the three of them. They never really said it was going to be an entire Avengers team battle, just these three together. So, yeah. Now let's talk about it. So, Captain America Civil War is directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, who are no competition, the greatest MCU directors, period. And stars a whole bunch of cast, basically all the Avengers except Thor and Hulk, because Ragnarok takes place in the same time as this apparently, and basically this movie tells a story of the government who are giving regulations to the Avengers after their actions, their interference with the government during the battles of their previous MCU movies that came before. So yeah, they're put under regulations, and so they say that basically the thing is that the Avengers need to be under are going to be now under supervision of the government, and the government would be the ones to decide if the Avengers can fight or not. Captain America is against the government, believing that the Avengers can do what they want without government control. But Tony Stark believes that the government controls the right thing to do. So that leads into a conflict between the Avengers and Captain America. Now, yes, I know there have been a lot of people like saying that, oh, this is Avengers 2.5. Why saying that, oh, this is not even th- th- this is Avengers 2.5, and yeah, um but yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, I had a stressful day today, so yeah. As I was saying, this really felt like an Avengers 2.5 movie when it's titled Captain America. However, I actually did some research about it. I Google searched why this is a title to Captain America. Apparently, it said that this is really Captain America's story. Iron Man and the other Avengers are just like all supporting characters. They're all like just supporting them. But the story is really about Captain America trying to battle against the government and stuff. So it actually makes sense. And also, like, another part of the story is Captain America trying to protect Bucky from Hydra. And yeah, so of course this whole thing leads into Avengers, Team Cap versus Team Iron Man. It's essentially a Captain America movie because it's his story, but yeah, I think it really makes sense now. I've been confused about that since day one when I saw it in theaters. But yeah, also, like, this movie is special to me because, yeah, I mean, at the time before this movie came out, like, as much as I love Marvel, I wasn't really an MCU fan at the time. Like, yes, I was a fan of Marvel. I love Marvel. But the thing is that I wasn't really obsessed with it. Because, like, pretty much my main passion is mostly my main obsession is mostly towards Star Wars. At the time, mainly because of the new Star Wars movies that are coming out. So um when new Captain America came out, how do I say this? Yeah, and when this movie came out, man, I was so hyped for this because I really love this. I really wanted to see these Avengers team up and fight each other, and I fell in love with this movie back then. Like, so much so that I even went as far as putting this my favorite movie of all time. Back at the time, yeah, this was my favorite movie, and I watched it so many times, man. This is the movie that made me fall in love with the MCU, like, completely obsessed with the MCU. I watched like, I would always like say, oh, I need to watch the movie so badly. Also, the only MCU movie where I didn't really get to watch in its opening weekend was Spider-Man: Homecoming. I saw it in the second weekend because I don't know why I didn't watch it in the first weekend. I think that I was just busy and stuff. And yeah, but anyway, I don't talk about that. Yeah, now yes, I've been rewatching, constantly rewatching Civil War throughout the years, and yeah, but yeah, now let's now with this recent rewatch, I gotta say, does this movie hold up? Yes, it does hold up. Yeah, Captain America: Civil War absolutely holds up well. This movie is this movie is still a masterpiece. This movie still kicks ass. Yeah, 6 years later. Yeah, 6 years later, and yeah, first of all, what else can I say? First, since this is a movie, leading up to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, I wanna start off with talking about Black Panther himself and how they introduced T'Challa. A lot of people say that T'Challa was the standout. Chadwick Boseman was the standout of the movie. I mean, I can totally see why because even in this movie, T'Challa was already a compelling character. But actually, to me, the Black Panther movie made me love T'Challa in this even more. Yeah, but yeah, he's really compelling because you can already see his origin story. Like this movie already explains his origin story and just with lesser screen time. Like maybe I would say 30 minutes of screen time in total. Just my estimation. I'm sure you'll one of the most important scenes in the movie that sets up the future of the MCU was the bombing in the UN in Vienna. When T'Chaka dies, who's T'Challa's father, T'Challa T'Challa plots his vengeance against Bucky Barnes because Bucky caused the explosion. It wasn't really Bucky. It was Hydra. Hydra just controlling Bucky to do stuff like that. So yeah. T'Challa became vengeful. So vengeful that that's when he actually put on the Black Panther suit. Yeah, when he fought Bucky in the roof that fight scene, it was actually his first time wearing that Black Panther suit, and man, and he really kicks ass. And I love that even like um T'Challa explains to Steve Rogers about how his culture is like how Wakanda. He also talks about like how Wakanda deals with death and Black Widow. You hear like T'Challa telling other people stories about Wakanda and how his culture is like how, yeah, I mean, and I really love that. And yeah, he has some really funny lines too. Like I actually forgot. I don't remember, but I don't mind if the jokes aren't as funny as they used to. Yeah, this movie has a bit of humor. Which I guess is why people prefer Civil War to this because Civil War is all out serious. There's only one joke in Winter Soldier. I remember like when Steve Rogers was dropping and that's just like too shy, too scared, and then and then Steve was like too busy. That's pretty much the only joke they had in the movie. Based on what I remember, this one had more jokes. Which is probably why it's a little less serious. But honestly, I like this one better. Okay, now let's get to the other elements of why I love this movie. Without I said enough about Black Panther. So yeah, let's talk about the rest of the movie. Yeah, as for the comedy, yeah, this is now I do think some of the comedy isn't as funny as they used to be, but it's okay because this is not a comedy. This is not one of the more comedy MCU movies. They only put comedy like for like narrative purposes, but it doesn't really affect the movie. In fact, I don't mind MCU's humor. I think the MCU humor doesn't really deserve the hate. What else can I say? I think what I love about the story the most is that honestly I think this and Black Panther are both neck to neck as probably like in my opinion the most well written MCU movie. I mean, you have your Spider-Man No Way Home, you have your Infinity War and Endgame, but oh yeah, and also Far From Home. But to me, I think this the Captain America Civil War and alongside Black Panther are the most well written. I think Civil War would take the edge for me because I do think the story is a little more original. Black Panther maybe a typical Hamlet story, but it's well executed. I'll definitely talk about that tomorrow. Don't worry. But yeah, Captain America Civil War yeah, has a very smart story. This is probably the smartest MCU movie and the most complex and thought provoking MCU movie. I actually didn't really get the plot. I was like, but it's a good thing because I just loved how complex this is. this is the movie that absolutely challenges the audiences. They challenge you to decide whose side are you on. I mean, most people would vote for Cap because it's Cap's story. I mean, I actually dressed up about I actually dressed up as Captain America in Halloween 2015. Fun fact, that was my favorite Halloween ever. Like I'll never forget about that moment. But yeah, I mean, I used to I mean, even if I dressed up like Captain America and I understood that this was actually a Captain America movie, I was actually on Tony Stark's side. Well, you know what? Nah, not really. In fact, maybe narrative side, I say I'm on Steve's side when it comes to the narrative, because I mean, you wouldn't want them to see the government interfere in Avengers activities. I mean, he's right that the Avengers should stay the same. The Avengers should I'm sure you know what I mean by that, but I think Iron Man has the better members. In my opinion, I think I wasn't Team Iron Man because I think Iron Man had the better members. I mean, yes, Captain America had Vision, but I mean, Iron Man had Black Panther. No, sorry, my bad. Captain America had Scarlet Witch in the team, which I forgot to mention. Yeah, but Captain America may have Scarlet Witch on her team, but Iron Man has some stronger members, like he has Black Widow, which I'll definitely get to Black Widow shortly. In Black Widow, he has Black Panther, and he even has he has Vision as well, and he has probably my favorite character in the movie, and in my opinion, the standout, and that is Spider Man. Yep, Tom Holland Spider Man, the greatest Spider Man actor ever. Now I'll admit, I thought Spider Man was just okay. I thought he was like probably the weakest part when I first saw this, but I think after seeing Spider Man Far From Home and especially No Way Home, I actually started to like Tom Holland Spider Man a lot more now. I mean, yeah, I understand why Spider Man was a bit annoying. It's because like he's still young and he's just a teenager. In fact, I was never annoyed by Spider Man talking in the fight because at least it was kind of fun to at least get some dialogue in the action scene. Sometimes having an action with no dialogue can be a little boring, but although sometimes it makes the action scene the best. But yeah, I just really love that moment of I'm sure you know what I mean by that. Yeah, but yeah, who knew that Spider-Man would even come? Like, I didn't even know that Spider-Man was going to come in the MCU until trailer 2 when they showed the Spider-Man. I think I've heard rumors already, but I never really heard confirmation until the second trailer. But yeah, Spider-Man was the standout for me. Yes, especially with the limited screen that he has. I also love Sharon Carter. I'll give a shout out to Sharon Carter. Sharon Carter. She was very underrated in the movie. I love seeing her as a love interest to Steve Rogers. I mean, and I actually like them together better than Steve and Peggy. Yeah, that is a major hot take, but yeah, I want to see more Sharon Carter. I hope Sharon actually comes into Captain America New World Order. She was not announced in the cast, but I still hope they do bring her in New World Order because Sharon Carter is actually my most underrated MCU character. Yeah, and I strongly defend that power broker twist. But yeah, and Black Widow. You know, I gotta be honest. Out of all Black Widow's appearances in the MCU movie, in her MCU screen times, this movie is for me the probably the best that Black Widow has been. Like how they handle Black Widow. This was at her best. They handled her at her best in this movie. Reason why is because I really love how they tackle Black Widow. I mean, Black Widow was always with Steve Rogers. Especially like how they teamed up with Winter Soldier, but in this movie yeah, Black Widow actually got Black Widow actually was in both sides. Yeah, she wasn't even. She was actually in both sides. I mean, she teamed up with. I mean, she she was literally in Iron Man's team. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she may be Iron Man's team. But that's mainly because she was like with Iron Man when Captain's teammates were out there running after Bucky. Black Widow didn't really come, but even if Black Widow was deep with Iron Man, she knew from the inside that she's actually with Team Kappa the whole time, and she even like lets Captain Bucky go and captures Black Panther and chops Black Panther with her weapon thingy, which I have no idea what it's called. I love that character development. I think it's either this or Infinity War. Also, I think Black Widow was the most badass in this movie as well. Yeah, because like especially the opening fight scene that was epic. And speaking of fight scenes, man, this movie is non-stop action. Like, of course, well, there's some dialogue to it, but man, this movie is non-stop action from start to finish. Like from the Nigeria action scene to the fire battle. And I loved all the action scenes. Yeah, they're just amazing. This is one of the most action-packed MCU movies to date. Yes, I mean I mean the airport fight is literally like one of the most iconic MCU fight scenes. I think I can totally see why because I mean this movie is about the Avengers pitting against each other because of Cap being against the government. Even if there's some Avengers who side with him, that's actually why this is a Captain America movie, and it really makes sense, and I love it. I love it that way. And what else is there? So wait, sorry, I'm lost for words. And yeah, the Amber fight is so good, man. The Amber fight is so much fun. Now seeing like all the interactions between the Avengers and pitting one another. Man, I love that. But my for to me, the best action scene in the movie was the final battle between Captain America, Bucky, and versus Iron Man. Yeah, that was such an emotional emotional final battle. We actually get to see Tony Stark actually gets to learn the truth about Bucky, and but even if Hydra brainwashed Bucky to kill Tony's parents, Tony believed that it was Bucky. Of course well, from one debate about the government regulations, we got another debate about the if it was Bucky or Hydra who killed Tony's parents, and then that Tony Robert Downey Jr. gave an amazing performance in that scene, and yeah, I absolutely love their fighting, man. Both Captain America and Iron Man having their solo fight, it's just brilliant, man. Yeah, just yeah, what a brutal fight scene, which is very emotional and just beautiful. Especially every single frame, the shots of like the entire fight scene is just amazing, man. Definitely my favorite scene in the whole movie. I love that fight scene to death. Fight scene to death. Even if the airport fight will remain more iconic. In my heart, it's a fire battle. That's the standout moment for me. Love this movie. And yeah, also, and yeah, I guess that's all. Was there? Yeah, the performances are powerful as well. Also like the Peggy Carter's funeral scene um Steve Rogers like literally like having tears in his eyes, like mourning for the loss of Peggy. That was actually his best acting yet. Like the part with his best piece of acting yet when it comes to the role of Captain America. Maybe ever since Captain America will always be the best Chris Evans performance ever. Or best role, yeah. Sorry, Buzz Lightyear. And also I just love it. I guess there's nothing much else to say. So yeah, overall, Captain America: Civil War is a masterpiece. This movie changed my life. When it comes to my, this movie made me a fan of the MCU, and I'm still a fan of the MCU to this day. This is a brilliant movie, a brilliant, thought provoking movie that actually does make sense now on why this is a Captain America movie and not an Avengers movie. I'm sure people wouldn't want to see politics like this in an Avengers movie. Captain America is pretty political, so it makes sense. But yeah, this movie is able to give every single Avengers a spotlight, while a great spotlight, while try to steal Captain America's spotlight, because Captain America is playing the main character. And yeah, and yeah, this movie is really good. This is the best written MCU movie in my opinion. The best writing, just phenomenal. Now I think there are some MCU movies that I enjoy more. No Way Home Infinity War and Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home, which is one of my comfort movies, and Black Panther is slightly above this movie as well, but this is still top tier MCU. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna give Captain America: Civil War 10 out of 10. This is my third favorite movie of 2016, but 2016 by the way. Behind Zootopia is my favorite movie of that year, which I think y'all know that if you know me so well, and La La Land is my second favorite movie of that year, and then Civil War third. So yeah, so also for my review of Captain America: Civil War, what's your opinion, Captain America: Civil War? Do you agree that this movie is a masterpiece? Is this your favorite Captain America movie? Because this is certainly the best Captain America movie for me. Or do you think that the Winter Soldier is better? Also surprisingly, I never like had mentioned. I've never done a comparison between this and Batman versus Superman. Yeah, but yeah, this was obviously better. But I still enjoy Batman versus Superman as a guilty pleasure. But yeah, anyway, stay tuned for my review on Black Panther and more cherry reactions to come. And also I still need to do that Wizarding World videos. So yeah, bye guys.